This perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching Strays. Now, this doesn't drop until tomorrow. It's Wednesday. I was able to see a day early screener for this movie, and this was one of my most anticipated movies to watch this summer. This was supposed to come back out in June, but they pushed it all the way till August to kind of get away from that stacked month that was June and kind of get away from Barbenheimer and all the movies that came out last month. And I think it was smart of them to do that. And I like the premise of this movie. Essentially, they take a familiar story with like Homeward Bound, but gave it like a raunchy comedy flip to it. This is starring Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx. Will Ferrell's the main character. He plays Reggie. And if you've seen the trailer, you kind of just know exactly the direction that this movie is going in, as far as he's pretty much this oblivious dog that doesn't really understand that his owner, Doug, doesn't want anything to do with him. He thinks that he's just playing a game with him until he drops him off into the city. And now Reggie has to kind of find his way through and navigate as a stray and just be out here on his own until he comes across Jamie Foxx's character, Bug, another stray, and you get introduced to these two other strays that go by the name of Maggie and Hunter. And they just pretty much go on this whole entire adventure, and Reggie gets to see what it means to be a stray, why you have so much freedom and liberty. You could just do whatever the fuck you want. You pee on something, you pretty much own it. That was pretty funny. One thing leads to the next, where the whole premise of this is for Reggie to get revenge on Doug, where he wants to bite his dick off. And I was just like, that's goofy, that's silly. And how this whole entire movie kind of plays out, it has its ups and it has a lot of lows. As far as the humor is not my type of humor as the movie goes along. I feel like a lot of the funnier moments they showed in the trailer, which is unfortunate because the one scene in the trailer where they're taking shrooms or eating mushrooms, I thought that they could have done that would have been a better executed scene if they didn't show it in the trailer. Even though there's more to that scene, I just wish that they would have just held out on showing that. And obviously they showed the end too, which was really fucking weird. But yeah, like, it's just, the humor I think is going to be the make or break for this movie, because if you had a drinking game, the amount of like times that they say the word dick in this, you would just be blacked out drunk before the movie was ever even done. I'm dead ass. Like, there's just so much dick talk. Pause. Like, that shit is just, that just went too overboard with me. Even though there are some dope, like, actual story moments with these characters, as far as how dogs view their owners, and, you know, how strays view people, other dogs and stuff that have owners and stuff. Like, we get a lot of that perspective from Bug. And yeah, they could have delved more into that instead of a lot of the extra stuff that I don't feel like was necessary. Was way too much, as far as just, these are still dogs. I understand that, you know, we're just kind of seeing it from their perspective and how they view us, or, you know, it's just one of those cases. But I think they could have done it in a better way. It's just too much dick jokes and shit, and a lot of lazy just writing and just jokes in this movie that I think they could have really done something more unique with it. Just tighten up on the jokes a little bit more. They do this weird kind of thing with the dogs where they have it seems like they have like a voiceover. It's a very weird, uncanny kind of like thing for them to kind of do. That could also be an issue for some people, maybe not, but it kind of gives them a little bit more expression. Like I said, I think the standout as far as the funny goes, it definitely goes to Jamie Foxx. Everybody else, I think, was all right, but like I said, I just think it's the humor, man. The humor, I think they just overdo a lot of the things in this movie that I wasn't a big fan of, but it's still entertaining. I'm curious to see how this is going to do in the theaters, because it seems like the raunchy comedies of the early 2000s are coming back in 2023. Overall, like I said, I found some parts of this movie to be entertaining. I just wish they would have kind of scaled back on some of the things that were shown, or just tone a lot of certain things down and elevate other things. And I get what they were trying to do with this movie. But if you do get around to watching this, let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I will see you on the next one. Peace.